I really like this song. Yeah. I know this says religious extremist continued, and I'm well aware that there was another religious extremist rant I did before this. But I somehow I'm probably because I'm remembering that one not being very good. I deleted that one a long time ago, and I no longer have it. But I do have this one and the final part of the final rant. So I'm probably going to do a commentary of that, and the reason I'm doing this instead of Fox News is, first of all, I'm just getting sick tired of watching Fox News footage all of a sudden. I just don't feel like doing that, and actually I actually tried to do another commentary of another Fox News rant I did, and then the phone rang right at as the video was ending, and the entire audio got totally fucked up, and I got really pissed, and I don't feel like doing it again. So I decided to do this. There's also a few other reasons. Actually, because of two comments I got recently. My last I'm trying to talk over myself. On my last Fox News commentary, one of the comments actually said they were talking about how much they liked the old me better because I wasn't afraid to go fly off the handle and really speak my mind and things like that. And I appreciate the compliments. But one guy actually said it was because of my videos that he turned atheism because I really got him thinking about religion. And when I saw that, I got really bothered. Because of there's another comment that goes along with this. Like a while ago, when I did my one video where I explained that a lot of my views haven't really have changed in the past year or two. And goddamn, I'm yelling again. One of the comments read off. Oh, I doubt your views on religious extremists have changed much. And I thought about that, and I'm like, they really have. Because the thing about 17-year-old Darkness was that he was I was at a state. Let's not even talk about like he's another person. It was me. I'm not gonna be an idiot like that. But I was at a state when I was trying to really gather my thoughts on things. And a lot of my opinions weren't exactly finished developing because of the way I think. Like whenever I come up with an opinion on something, I take a lot of time to really develop it to make sure I really understand what my viewpoint is on it, because I spend a lot of time thinking about things and trying to look at things from every angle to develop my own views on things. This is how I think. And back when I made these videos, I wasn't exactly finished thinking about religion and looking at it from every viewpoint, because I was only seeing it from one viewpoint, which was where I stood on it, because I was very angry because of what I went through with Catholic school. So I came from a very biased viewpoint with this. So with these videos, or with these commentaries, I'm hoping that I'll be able to re-clarify some of my statements and maybe explain where my views differ now. In fairness, it's not that different. I still can't stand Shirley Phelps Roper, and I still think Jesus Camp is insane. That hasn't changed. There's no alteration in that, in like the base point. But there's a lot of minor things I said that I was like, that's not really what I should have said. I think a lot of people got the wrong idea. I remember actually I got a few comments from some of my more religious fans, and they were like, they said I think it's important to really note that not all religious people are like this, and it's something I didn't try to explain. That religious extremists were, there are zealots in every group, and it's important to know that most religious people aren't like this. Most religious people really keep to themselves and don't, aren't douchebags about it. Like that woman in that last clip, she was being very smug about her faith, and not all religious people are like that. And there's some people who don't realize that, or don't want to think that, or just have this really arrogant view against religion. It kind of works both ways, which is funny. I'm rewatching this footage. I haven't seen this in a long time. Oh, goo. It's been said that we are the result of an explosion. Well, let's talk about the Big Bang Theory, which is still debatable in some cases. Some scientific viewpoints say it's not always. The Big Bang Theory is just it's the Big Bang Theory. It's in its name. It's still kind of a theory. I mean, it's widely accepted, but there's still other viewpoints about how the universe got started.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't creationism just a belief?
Yeah, that's a good point about creationism. I did make that point. I mean, these are all beliefs. I mean, even scientific theories are start out as beliefs, and creationism is the same way. It's all beliefs. Like the video, it said, is it just a belief? Well, so is your faith. Well, that's what faith is all about. It's believing something.
The only thing we have
It's,
to go on
I mean, just because say I believe this and this other person believes that, it doesn't make either of you any more credible unless you have evidence to back it up. And
I mean, basically, they're just making it look like
in fairness, creationism has a book that backs it up. That's all it really has, as far as I know. You know, I don't like to start arguments over that because I don't mind people if people want to believe creation. That's fine. It's not my choice. But when someone gets in an argument about me, I'm like, you don't really have any evidence other than your own personal opinion. In that video, one of the things that's ironic that they had a dinosaur talking about this. I'm not really sure why they did that. Maybe they were trying to be subtly ironic, and I almost want to get the video they were watching, that little kid's video. I almost want to watch that video just to see what they said. It's the only possible answer to all the questions. It's the only possible answer
to all the questions, apparently? Well, because you only have one answer for
every
question. Why are you here? God put it.
It's just as a stubborn viewpoint, like, it's clearly the only possible answer. It makes so much sense.
For everything in creationism, because you only have one answer for every question. God did it. God does this. God did that. God.
Well, that's not all there is to creationism. There's actually, as it turns out, and a lot of people don't actually know this or really, you know, care to research this. There's actually some scientific notion within creationism. It's not. There's more to creationism than just what the Bible says. It turns out, you know, there's some people who try to back it up, and sometimes they're talking out their ass, and sometimes they actually have legitimate things to say. Science doesn't prove everything. I like that. I like that comment. It was like, really?
God is grabbing their wings.
Science doesn't prove anything. So I guess our lungs don't make us breathe.
Light bulbs don't light because of electricity. No, it's the power of Jesus within the light bulb.
Okay, that was funny. Maybe I give old me a little bit too much credit. I mean, I really don't like my old videos because of how much I flew off the handle. But there is an occasion like right there. That was pretty funny. I'm only laughing at myself right now because I haven't watched these in so long. I forgot most of what I said.
Anything that's completely illogical and makes absolutely no sense at all.
It's more ignorant than anything. I mean, you could argue that doesn't make much sense, but it's just ignorant. It's like science doesn't prove anything because I don't pay attention to science. La la la. I don't hear you.
Science.
God damn it! I can't stop yelling. I couldn't stop yelling back then, can I?
So stupid.
Rape this world, rape this earth, take everything you want from it, because you know what? It doesn't matter. We're not here for very long. Christ is coming to take us away from.
Oh yeah, this isn't the first. Actually, you know, I actually forgot about this clip, and actually more recently I heard another. It was actually on this. You're gonna laugh at me for. I was actually watching these televangelists. There's a channel a channel I have around here that shows absolutely nothing but Christian TV, and most of it is televangelists. And I watch because I'm curious. I want to see what they have to say, because you know it's easy to bitch about televangelists, but I find a lot of people who do rants about them have never actually sat down and watched them. So for like a month and a half, I would sit down every night and just watch televangelists to see what they had to say. And the one guy said something very similar to what that guy just said. He said, you know, use all our natural resources, destroy this land. It doesn't matter because Jesus is coming. And I'm like, are you serious? You know, like even most regular Christians, like there was this teacher at my college. He's very devout Christian. That's fine, you know, and he's a very smart guy. And we had, you know, civil discussions about things. You know, he's cool with it. And I told him about this, and he's like any real Christian, you know, would try to take care of God's creations, which is basically what he said. And I'm like, that makes a lot of fucking sense. I mean, why would you disrespect what? I mean, even let's assume the Christians are right for a second, and that God created everything around us. Why would you essentially piss on what He created? I mean, that's kind of rude. It's a similar argument to why I say against a lot of Christians who say that like other animals don't go to heaven. It's just us. I'm like, I think my dad actually said it better than I ever could. Cause I asked him about it when I was younger and still in Catholic school, and because Catholic school was telling me, you know, angels don't have souls, we're more important, you know, God loves us, not them. And I asked my dad about it because it upset me because I had a dog, and I'm like, what, is my dog not gonna go to heaven? And my dad's like, I'm pretty sure God has a lot, God cares a lot more about his creations than that, Josh. Which, I mean, that made a lot of sense. You know? I remember this clip. I love how uncomfortable this woman is. She's just like trying to listen to this girl, and is trying to not be rude about it. She's just kind of staring at her and nodding, you know, politely, like, God wants to love on me. It's just a lot, you know. It's like most of the clips in Jesus Camp can be greeted with nothing short of an awkward silence. It was quite hilarious, looking back. And it's troubling that some people would take it seriously. I hated this part. This is just ridiculous.
Wow, that's interesting.
Just because they were holding American flags, it's like, are you saying America is only Christian? This is an argument I see a lot, and it's true. To a certain extent, it's that a lot of the founding fathers weren't Christian at all. They were deist. Which is a different sort of belief system that really has almost nothing to do with Christianity. And most of them were deist. I mean, that's something that was the case. It's like, to say that America was founded on Christian doctrine, it's like, not most of the founding fathers weren't Christian, though. Like, some of them were, don't get me wrong.
So it's not enough that they already pledged allegiance to the Christian faith.
You know,
now they have to pledge allegiance to the Bible.
Oh, pledge allegiance to the Bible, yeah.
I mean, seriously, what's the point?
I don't know whether I would really bitch about that. I mean, I think it's a bit overzealous. Definitely, it's not. That wasn't that bad. I think I was cherry picking with this part, admittedly. I was really looking for things to bitch about. There's actually a reason for that, because when I was making this video, for the first thing I did before I even went down this road is that I actually went to Big Al, and I asked him, do you mind if I did a rant about Jesus Camp 2? And he said, no, sure, go ahead, he didn't care.
Watch this clip and you'll see.
And so I did, but one of the things I really tried to do was to find clips he didn't use, because I didn't want to be repeating everything he said. Because it'd just be redundant at that point. It wouldn't make I wouldn't make any points that he hadn't already made. And so I did reuse some clips because I had more to say about them. But for the most part, I tried to get clips that he didn't use in his own rant.
He can't hurt anyone. He's not gonna pop out of the book.
It's funny. I don't know whether I mentioned it here, but I remember reading an article where I believe it was Pope John Paul II.
When Pope John Paul II was in charge of the Christian Church,
wait.
He actually
Hold the phone.
said
I think I say it here.
himself stated that Harry Potter bears no.
Yes, I did say it here. Okay, I wasn't sure whether I brought up that point, whether I found that out after. If you didn't hear that, because I'm sure I'm going to decrease the audio when I edit this.
What's the matter with you people?
Pope John Paul II basically said Harry Potter bears absolutely no threat to the Catholic Church. He basically told his people to stop bitching about it. It was rather amusing. And honestly, Pope John Paul II. I mean, a lot of people, you know, like he's the leader of a Christian church, but he was a smart guy. I mean, he wasn't, you know, he wasn't a bad person, is what I'm trying to say, you know.
And it's still just as creepy as it ever was. I still can understand why the hell they feel the need to do that.
What just happened? I actually missed that last part. I'm kind of upset now. Water. Did you buy that at a convenience store? I don't know why I didn't make that joke back then.
That's not the water of his word. That's bottled water you probably bought at a convenience store.
I'm repeating my own jokes. See, I do subconsciously remember what I say. Okay, I'm not completely retarded. I was wondering if I made that joke, because I don't know whether you saw it. I think it said Nestle on the side. It was like generic bottled water. It's like, it's one thing to get holy water that was blessed by a priest.
It's bottled water.
But you bought that. You can go to the grocery store.
I can't comprehend.
It's just fucking water. That probably came out of a Coke plant at some point. I mean, come on.